All right, EJ, I want you to introduce yourself. We are putting this video together for your application.
Um, so my name is EJ Dunbar. I'm 14 years old, and I'm about to go to the 10th grade. Currently, right now, I live in Alabama. I live in Huntsville, Alabama, and I go to Oakwood Adventist Academy. But it's just me and my mama, and I have a dog. But pretty
Your
much,
mom went.
and also my mom went to the same camp that I'm trying to go to right now. So here I am. Basically.
All right. So the first question that they have on the application is, what have you done in the past year that you really care about? And why is that important to you?
If I had to really think about it, I think one big thing that happened last year was when I took a school trip to Paris. And at the time, I kind of knew everybody, but I didn't, because the only people that I did know were about two kids. One was one of my tennis friends, because I used to play for a tennis team back at school, and probably one other classmate. But I wanted to get to that point where everybody knew everybody. So what I did was I started talking to everybody at this, like, just multiple people, anyone who I could talk to who was free. And then I sort of like got everyone closer together somehow or some way. Just got to like a three-way conversation.
Mhm.
But I feel like one person that I was really able to talk to and get to know more was a boy named Noah. We hang out. We don't really like hang out like to each other's houses, stuff like that. But we hang out on the game, stuff like that. We play games together, and we have a bunch of stuff in common. And that's somebody I can really call my friend. He's calm, he's smart, he's really funny. He's like a jokester, but
So when you think about why it's important to you, especially as an only child, why would you say that meeting Noah and getting to know him was important?
because I feel like since he was new, I feel like I was able to I had like a blank piece of paper, and I was
Mm.
able to just doodle or just draw however I wanted on it. And I'm like, okay, this is a perfect chance for me to like talk to someone and get to know them. Basically, that's
Mhm.
why it means a lot to me.
Okay, good. The second question is, if you had three questions about God, faith, or the world that you wanted to have answered during your time at the YTI camp, what would those questions be? And then talk about why those questions matter to you.
Um, I would say that one of my first questions is, why does God allow bad things to happen?
Yeah.
Because a lot of bad stuff is going on in the world right now.
Mhm.
So it just makes you question, why does God make all this bad stuff happen? Another question I might have is, why do scientists have so many reasons
Mhm.
that God does not exist?
Mhm.
Because it's been time and time again where scientists have been saying the earth was made like this, earth was made like that. Um, I don't believe it, but I am curious.
Okay.
And my last question would be, why do we exist?
Mhm.
And the reason why all these questions mean so much to me is it's not from me being in like a sad, depressed state. It's just from curiosity,
Okay.
because that's who I am. I'm a child who likes to explore things and wander off into like exploration, stuff like that. But not too much though, because I'm not trying to get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
But I like,
Curiosity is good.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, basically.
All right. Thank you. So the third question on your application is for you to describe a time where you went outside of your comfort zone, like maybe visiting a strange place or trying something new. Talk about how you responded at the time, and then yeah, you can't yawn during your interview. How did you respond at the time, and then what are your thoughts about that uncomfortable situation now?
I'd say one really, it could just come straight off my mom. When I did that one, the one time when I had group therapy,
Hmm.
man, that was an experience. I did not like it one bit. Because the thing
Okay.
about me is I'm talkative, but you're never gonna be able to catch me talking about my feelings to a group of people that
Why is
either
that?
because I won't either I don't know them
Hmm.
or I'm not familiar with them. The only time that I will ever do that is if I know them,
Yeah.
like really, really good.
You have to be familiar
I
with
have to
them.
like really feel like I'd be like really familiar with them or their family, but anything else like that, I wouldn't do that.
So you felt a little bit uncomfortable
Yeah,
at first.
pretty much.
How do you feel now?
Still the same way.
You feel the same.
It's it's just like not something I want to relive because I'll talk about my feelings, but it has to be to one specific person. I'm not gonna have my secrets and all
Oh,
my thoughts expressed out into an entire group of like 7 or 8 people.
well, EJ, I'm actually going to, even though this question is not on here, I'm going to press you a little bit because if you were to get accepted into YTI, I can tell you from experience, since I went, that they're going to encourage group conversation. They will not force anybody to talk, but they'll encourage people to talk. So, how do you think you'll be able to handle that since your example was you were uncomfortable talking in a group therapy?
Now it just depends on what the subject is.
Okay.
Like if we just talking about like how's life going at like home or like what do you do for fun? I don't mind that stuff like that because like I love talking to people. But if it's something specifically like personal and gonna make me go into like a depth about it, and I want to be caught in that vulnerable place.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Like it's just
But you feel that you could be part of conversations, just not tell deep dark secrets.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I do not feel that they're going to force you to have any conversations you don't want to have. They'll challenge your thinking, but they won't force you into anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So for this last one, you have a choice of two questions. It looks like you chose A. What do you consider to be important about yourself that others might miss, that they may not see automatically about you, but you want them to know this about you? And if you need to repeat the question, I can.
No, I was just trying to think of a way to say it.
Okay.
I think people tend to like back off away from me sometimes because
Hmm.
I talk too much. But sometimes that's one of the few things that I do to gain more friends because I like to make myself known before I go into any circumstance or any situation. I want to know what are some big things that are happening so I can get my name known. Because getting your name known is automatically a way to get conversations with people. And conversation leads to friends, lends friends to friendships, and then friendships leads to talking with people and stuff like that. That's like basically
But if people say you talk too much, what do you want them to know about you, even though you're talkative?
well, I want them to know, even though I'm talkative, I'm still a cool person to hang out with. I'm chill. I'm cool. Like, I know when to be relaxed. I know when to be cool. I know when I know how to read the room when there is tension going on.
Okay.
And I know how to notice tension. Like I'll ask, yo, are you okay? What's going on?
Yeah.
That's what I tend to do for a lot of people because if I see that if their mood just automatically changes, I'm gonna be saying that at least once, twice, or 3 times, trying to figure out like they're okay or not. I know how to not push it
Oh,
because when you push it, that automatically pushes them away.
hmm
So that's like the one thing is I focus on. I want to make sure you're okay, but I'm not gonna push you. You don't got. I'm not gonna force you. Tell me anything.
when people say you talk too much, do they? What kind of names do they call you?
Mm, no names specifically.
Hmm.
No, like no comments, no like rude comments. People do say I laugh weird
Okay.
sometimes.
So they may say weird. What about annoying?
Um, Annoying. That term is really only used whenever I'm involving myself in a convo too much,
Okay.
which I can notice that but sometimes I cannot notice myself doing. But that's really when only the annoying term is used.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like pretty much it.
So those are the only four questions that are on here. But if you had an opportunity to just speak your mind for a question that's not on here, what would you want the selection committee to know about you, about your life, and about your thoughts so that it will help them select you to be part of this program? Speak freely.
I think I'm a valid and solid choice for this because I've been selected for a bunch of other positions and I've been blessed to get selected for it. And I feel like this camp right here is a way for me to get to know what it's like to even be in a college because and it's not because 3 years may seem a while, but it's not a long time before I'm gonna go to
It's
college.
not.
So I feel like that's not only a great way to learn about college, but it's also a great way to learn about myself and others because it's gonna be like a self.
Trying to find the word.
Yeah,
Like maybe a self revelation.
yeah, basically like that. But I'm cool. I'm smart. I'm funny, handsome.
Wait, I was very getting into the video. You
But
are handsome.
any other term that's good that you want to use me, I'm basically that, and I feel like I'm a great.
What about your leadership skills?
I'm a really good leader in general because I've tried to run for treasurer for my school. I, however, lost because it was against me, a ninth grader, against a 12th grader. So it was really against a popularity.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on again next year.
Good.
So, but I lost that, but I think I still ran a peggishly good campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I had posters and flyers out for everything.
Yeah.
All the teachers supported me. It would have been cool if I won, but I didn't. But it's still fun.
Yeah.
But because of that, I was also able to go on a leadership trip to Florida with the council members, the other people who won. Even though I didn't win, I was still allowed to go because the principal just said, "I feel like you still have what it takes to be a leader." So I feel like that right there is a good example. But I feel like just from that, I just feel like just from that, I feel like this camp will be able to see me as a well talented, respectful young man that is eligible to come to the camp.
Okay. That sounds good. Anything else? I don't want to cut off the video.
No,
If you have anything else to tell them.
there's nothing.
All right. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer these questions and getting it down on video. And I look forward to being able to submit your application through this video.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, EJ.